I'm Alex, and this is a video for those looking for some gentle movement, some light stretches. Can be done in the morning or evening before bed, but it's just a nice way to loosen up the joints and get into the body. Okay, so we'll just begin in a comfortable seat, cross-legged. You can sit on a pillow and close the eyes when you feel ready. And let your attention be brought to your breath. Steady breath in and out by the nose. Start to listen for the inhalation as it's drawn in through the nose and down the throat and into the lungs. And then the chest drops and the belly squeezes in to empty the breath out by an exhale. And let the shoulders drop away from the ears, but keep the spine tall and a reach through the top of the head. Hands are resting in the lap or on the knees. And we'll count the breaths from 10 down to 1. One cycle being an inhale and an exhale. Cycle 9, inhale, exhale. And just counting your natural breath all the way down to 1. And we will finish with 3, 2, and 1. It's okay if you didn't finish your cycle of 10. We'll bring the hands together in front of the heart space. And when you're ready, release the hands back onto your knees or in your lap and blink the eyes open. Okay, a nice stretch of the arms. Inhale to reach the hands above the head, reaching with the fingertips. Breath in, exhale to release the hands back down. They can rest either side of you. Again, we'll do 2 more of them. Deep breath in, reaching up, tall, and exhale out by the mouth, fingertips rest. And for 3, deep inhale. And for this one, we'll exhale over to the right for a twist. So we take the left hand onto that right knee and the right hand behind. Pull the belly in and start to rotate the chest around to the right. And an exhale to bring you back to center. Let's take a deep breath in. Reach the arms up overhead and then twist to the left on the exhale. Right hand onto your left knee, left hand behind and twist. Gripping with the fingertips to help rotate that chest round. And the exhale brings you back forwards. Let's take the weight behind. We'll change the cross of the legs. And let's take the hands forward in front of you and then start to pad the hands forwards, reaching as far as is comfortable. Ground into your seat. The head can drop, releasing the back of the neck. Keep the hands firmly rooted onto the floor. Pull shoulder blades down the back for a deeper sensation in the upper back. Inhale, let's walk the hands back in. And then take the hands behind. We'll take the fingertips away and then push into the hands. Start to lift the chest, open through the front of the shoulders. Maybe let the head drop back. And inhale to come back up to a seat. Let's move the shoulders around a few times. So we'll start by taking them back, nice and slow. Inhale the shoulders up, exhale, drop them down. Good. One more this way. And then we'll pick the shoulders back up, inhale, and then we'll round them forwards on the exhale. Just feeling into the shoulder joints, noticing anything sticky or residue there. Good, one more. Good, let's take the hands and we'll flick with the hands right out through to the fingertips. And we'll slowly rotate the hands and the wrists. And then we'll take them the other way. Good, and then take the hands back down. Let's drop chin to the chest. Pull the shoulders back slightly and drop shoulder blades down the back. Hold the belly in as well. And then we'll slowly roll the head. So the right ear to the right shoulder. Start to open up down the left side of the neck. And then roll the chin back to the chest. And then rolling over to the left. Opening down the right side of the neck. And then drop chin to chest. Inhale to bring the head back up. And lightly drop the back of the head. So we open up through the front of the throat. Deep breath in, placing head back on to the top of your body. Okay, let's come into all fours. So the knees are about hip distance apart, the shins are parallel, and the hips are over the knees. Actually start to push down into the tops of the feet, activating the legs here. And then the wrist creases are in line with the fingertips pointing forwards. Pull the shoulders away and then lightly hold the belly in. Keep your gaze down in between the hands. This ensures that the back of the neck is long. And bring your focus back onto your breath. In and out by the nose. And on your next inhale, drop the belly. And as you drop the belly, start to lift the head and arch through the spine. Send your gaze up to the sky. And exhale, push into the hands and round the spine, tucking chin into the chest. Inhale back into that cow back. Pull shoulder blades down the back. And exhale the cat back as you push the floor away from you. Tuck the tailbone. Continue on nice and steady. Inhale. Belly drops, head lifts, and exhale, push and round. And starting to match up your inhalation with the movement and the exhalation as you round the spine. Let's do another 3. 2. Can you find some even focus between hands and the knees and the legs. And the left and the right side of the body. One more. And then an inhalation to bring you back to that neutral spine. Walk the knees a little bit wider and then touch the big toes together and start to walk the hands back. So now you're sitting onto the heels of your feet and then walk or slide those hands forwards, resting the forehead down onto the mat for our child's pose. If the forehead isn't quite reaching the mat yet, you can take a block, or if you don't have a block, maybe a pillow or a book to rest the forehead on. So now stretching down the spine, down that left side of the spine. So maybe slide or walk that left hand forwards so you can feel a sensation, and then that right hand. And then as you stretch and reach, see if you can start to pull those shoulder blades down the back as well, experiencing a warming sensation down either side of the spine. Armpits lift, elbows lift off the mat. And then on an exhale, lightly bend the elbows. So now the forearms, elbows, the palms of the hands are resting comfortably onto the mat. Keep working your seat back, dropping that healthy bit of weight down into the heels, starting to feel some sensation, some warming in the front of the hips. And then taking your focus onto your breath. And the whole body feels like it is weighing down, supported by the surface beneath you. And now, on a breath in, lift the head and slide that left hand back just about a hand's distance. And then we take that right arm and take it underneath the left arm. We call this thread that right arm underneath the left, and then coming to drop some weight onto that right shoulder. Turn the head so the right side of the head is down onto the mat. You can slide that left hand back a little more and then start to push into that left hand with some pressure to rotate that chest a little bit more in the direction the face is. You maybe even want to wrap that left arm behind. You can hook the fingertips on the front of that right thigh. And then on the exhale, take that left hand back down. Inhale to come back up. And then we'll change sides. So right hand down, left arm behind the right, coming to rest on the left side of the head. And then again, you can keep that right hand down and see as you put some pressure into that right hand. That feels good in between the shoulder blades and that thoracic spine, that upper spine. Or you can bind that right arm behind, hook fingertips on the front of that left thigh. See that that left palm is facing up to the sky as you drop into this nice opening of the upper back. And then an exhale to release, right hand down, push into that right hand, and then pad the hands back towards you, and then bring the knees together. So sitting onto the heels, take a breath in to reach the arms up. And then exhale to bring them back behind you, interlacing the fingers, and then roll open through the front of both shoulders now. And lift the chest up and send your gaze up. And then exhale to release and round, walk the hands forward and come all the way down onto the front. Feet can be hip distance apart. We slide those hands back so they're alongside the chest. And then take a breath in to lift the chest. Elbows draw in towards you. Send your gaze up. And exhale. Chest back down. Tuck the toes. Lift through a tabletop on a breath in. And then we'll tuck the toes and on an exhale, lifting up to a downward facing dog. So in downward dog, we're looking to lengthen the spine, lengthen the backs of the legs. All these major limbs are long and stretch, hips lift high, and sending your gaze back in between the feet. And then you can start to walk the dog. So bending one knee and straightening the other leg. Good, and then look forward in between the hands and inhale to a plank. And then exhale as you drop that right knee down, so that left leg stays long. And then pick up that right shin and kickstand it over to the side. So towards that right hand, okay? And then push down into the top of that right foot. And then start to take the weight into that right hand. That left leg stays long. And then lifting that left arm up to a modified side stretch. And then that left arm can reach alongside that left ear. Good. Stay here working like this. Or you can lift that left leg up, bend that left knee, reach back holding on to the top of that left foot, and then kick your left foot into that left hand, starting to open up through the front of the body. And then exhale to release. Left foot down, left hand down, and then back into your tabletop. We'll take one cat-cow. Inhale and exhale to round. Inhale to that neutral spine and tuck the toes and lift the hips up and back. And you can keep this an active downward dog if that feels good, so you can keep that pedaling of the feet, warming the backs of the legs. And then inhale forwards and we'll come onto the other side. So that left knee down, right leg stays long. Picking up that left shin and then pivot that left shin over to the side. So now the weight comes into that left hand, that left knee as we start to lift that right arm up here, nice and long. And then right arm alongside that right ear for a lovely side stretch down the right side of the body. And stay like this, working that side body stretch. Or you can start to lift that right leg up, bend the knee. Right hand takes hold of the top of that right foot and then kick that foot into the hand. Lovely opening through the chest, that right shoulder. And on your exhale, slowly release back. Tabletop. Inhale, belly drops, head lifts, and exhale to round. Inhale to that neutral spine. Take the knees wide, big toes touching, and sitting back onto the heels. Forehead rests down into your child's pose. Start to slide the hands back in towards you, lifting up, and then we'll take the hips over to the right, and we'll bring the legs forwards. And then taking the soles of the feet together, knees wide. And if you do have a couple of bricks or some cushions, you can take them under the knees for support. It's okay to have the feet far away, further away. Take the hands onto the ankles or onto the shins, and then a little bounce in the knees. Avoid rounding the spine here. Start to lift and bring some length. Top of the head reaches up. Nice gentle bounce of the knees. And then take the hands. We'll slowly start to fold forwards towards the feet. Take the shoulders away from the ears, encouraging those knees down towards the mat. And then an inhale to bring you up. Take the hands onto the knees. We'll bring the knees together. And then slowly make your way down onto your back. Bring the knees into the chest. And a rock side to side. Continuing on with some hip stretches, glute stretches. We'll take that left foot down, keeping that left knee bent. Cross that right ankle over that left knee. And now take that right hand to the inside of that right knee, and then gently start to nudge, applying some pressure, nudging that right knee away. Keeping this right foot flexed, that right leg at a 90-degree angle. Now, if you feel sensation here already in that outer right hip or glute, stay here working with this. Otherwise, you can bring that left knee in, thread that right arm through the gap in between the legs, that left hand to the outside of that left leg. Interlace the fingers and then start to pull that left knee in towards the chest. And depending on how far in that left knee comes, you can actually nuzzle that right elbow to the inside of that right knee. So encouraging it out a little bit more. Back of the head rests back. The whole of the back is pressing down onto the mat. The shoulders are relaxed. If you feel that there is other tension at play in the rest of the body, you can just release that leg, that foot back down, and take that right hand to the inside of that right knee. Deep breaths. Notice if you're holding the breath, let the breath come easily and let it go. Good. And then exhale. We'll release out of this. Let's take that right knee into the chest and then kick that left leg away from you. And then take the left hand onto that right knee and then gently guide that knee over to the left for a spinal twist. And then start to open that right arm. You may get a spinal release. Right arm, shoulder height, and turn to look past that right shoulder. Let the breath travel up and down the spine so that that inhale helps to expand in between each vertebrae. And on that exhale, sensing a deep release. Yeah, turn to look back up at the sky first, and then bring the knees back to center, knees into chest. And we'll take that right foot down, left ankle crossing over that right knee. And we'll start with that left hand to the inside of the left knee, gently nudging it away. And if that feels like enough of a stretch, stay like this. Otherwise, interlace the fingers, nuzzle that elbow to the inside of that left knee, and gently we start to pull that right leg back towards us. And experiencing that sensation that you can feel in that left hip area. And how would you describe that sensation? Is there tingling? Is there warmth? Is there a pull and a stretch? How would you describe it? And then exhale, drop that right foot down, and we hug left knee in, right leg extends, and now the left knee over to the right. And you can fully turn the body onto the right side, and then very slowly, left arm over to the left, looking past that left shoulder. Deep breaths in and exhale to release. And turn to look back up at the sky, and knees back to center. Hug the knees in. And we'll take one bridge pose before Shavasana. So we'll take the arms alongside the body, ankles underneath the knees, feet are about hip distance apart. So we push down into the hands, push down into the feet, and then lift the pelvis off the mat. And really push into those arms, squeezing the glutes, the chest lifts up and then back towards the face. Really stamping those feet down into the mat. And keep your gaze looking straight up, or maybe you like to watch the rise and fall of the belly with the breath. Hold here for another 3, 2, 1, and exhale. Slowly roll back down the spine. Back of the pelvis rests onto the mat. And just hold for a moment, and then you can bring the knees back into the chest. And then extending the body out so it can rest back now in Shavasana. Feet are about hip distance, maybe as wide as the mat. Let the toes fall out to the side. Arms are alongside the body, but give them some space as well. Palms face up. Shoulder blades shuffle down the back. The back of the head lightly pressing on the surface beneath. And settle yourself back into your body. The back of the body be held by the surface beneath you. And to help you pay attention, let your focus be on your breath. Start to stretch now, reawaken the body, moving through fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead. And then bend the knees and roll over onto your right side. And then guiding yourself back up to a seat. I hope you enjoyed that calming, slow flow, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Namaste.